Today we have two different versions of the devil, Satan himself, going head to head. In one corner from Hazbin Hotel we have Lucifer, aka the father of Charlie Morningstar and ruler of hell. And in the other corner we have a character that has been appearing since the games and the show that he's been in. A version of the devil from an indie game and show called Cuphead, the devil. So who would win in this fight with two different versions of practically the same character? Well, let's find out. And before we get into this video, I just want to quickly explain that we're going to be using both versions of the devil, which means that I'll be using both the game and the show version of the devil, since they're both kind of different characters, because the game version of the devil practically lives up to the name, while the show version of the devil is practically a goofball. But anyways, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's actually get into it. Now, this one might actually be a bit of a tricky one, since we don't really have that much evidence to show their feats of strength for either one of them. All we know is that for Lucifer is that he was able to send Adam flying through a building. And for the devil, we don't really know that much about his strength. So just for this, we'll give Lucifer the edge in strength. Next up is speed and agility. Now again, this also might be a little bit of a tricky one because we don't really know how fast or agile both of them are. But we do know that both of them can fly, or at least in the devil's case, levitate, since we've never really seen him fly like Lucifer does. But just for the sake of this, we'll say that he can fly, or levitate at least. And both of them are pretty agile, although the devil does have like a sort of like snake agility, where he's able to slither around wherever he wants like a snake. So just for the sake of this, again, I'm going to go ahead and give both of them a tie for both speed and agility. Well, actually, I'll change that. I'll give Lucifer the edge in speed and the devil for agility. This one might be a bit of a controversial take, but I think the devil might take the edge in durability, simply because of the animation style that he's in both the show and the game. I mean, both of them are basically old 1930s cartoon-like styled animations. And in the show especially, it's basically shown that like his body is essentially made of like rubber, since that's what the show is based off of, rubber hose animation. And also the fact that, I don't really know if this is much of a feat of strength, but also that he was able to survive having an impenetrable invisible sweater on him with nothing really damaged on him except for his hair or fur getting singed off of him. And also the fact that we don't really have that much evidence about Lucifer's durability, so the devil takes the edge in durability. Now is weapons. The devil. That's it. The devil. Only because that Adam's staff is almost like it's just for, or as if it's an accessory, not necessarily a weapon. But the devil's pitchfork, it can burn people, can age people to death, and can obviously poke and stab people. So yeah, the devil takes this one. Lucifer. Moving on. Now this is where things get very interesting for both of them. Powers and abilities. Now it's safe to say that both of them do have very similar abilities. I mean, both of them can shapeshift into different animals. Both of them, or at least for the devil's case, he can make deals with people. He can steal someone's soul with his bare hands or with machinery. And it's unclear if Lucifer can do this. Either he can make deals with people or he can steal someone's soul. But the thing is, I don't really see him needing to do this because he's the ruler of hell and the devil just likes doing this for fun. And also Lucifer can bring people to life, although he only did this once with Miss Chalice. But both of them do have similar abilities, but I think the devil may take this one simply because of the fact with his pitchfork that he can age people to death, burn people, but also with the fact that he can also steal people's soul directly from their bodies with his bare hands. He can make deals with people, and again, it's unclear if Lucifer can do this as well, but just for the sake of this, we'll say that the devil wins this. Now here comes another interesting part of this video, intelligence. And both of them do seem to have similar intelligence levels, considering that the devil is able to essentially create a casino and a carnival, depending on which version of the devil we're talking about, to essentially collect soul contracts or steal their souls in general. And also with Lucifer's case, with his fight against Adam, that he was able to taunt Adam with his two wives, or his two ex-wives, and essentially make him make irrational decisions during their fight. So both of them do have similar intelligence. One is able to use that intelligence during battle, and the other was able to make many different machinery for his advantage. So I'll say that both of them are tied in intelligence. Now it's time for the winner of this match. This match was really close, but in the end, with a score of 4-6, the winner of this episode is the devil. Now hold on, all of you Lucifer fans out there, just let me explain here, okay? Lucifer could potentially win some fights, and he is definitely the one to have a more level head when it comes to the fight. And he does seem like he could annoy the devil, but there are a couple of factors to have the devil win the fight. Like, a lot of people say that the devil would win because that he has Toon Force, which is basically just the idea of like having cartoon physics, like having rubber hose bodies and all that kind of stuff, kind of like Popeyes from back then. And many people say that the devil would win because he has Toon Force on his side, and that he potentially has more powers than Lucifer does. And while we don't really know how many abilities and powers Lucifer has, we have seen so many times the amount of abilities and powers that the devil has on his side. But in the end, the devil wins this fight. Do you guys agree, or do you guys want to rage about it in the comments? Let me know. And also, I will be continuing this as a series of Cuphead versus Hazbin Hotel. And next episode will be King Dice versus Husker. This is a matchup that I've always wanted to talk about, and I'm glad that I'm finally able to make a video that I so desperately wanted to make. But anyways, do you guys agree with this? Let me know in the comments. Also, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the bell notifications so you'll be notified when I release a brand new video. But that's going to be all for today, folks. Peace out.